Green Frog, what's going on? Big and cool, what's going on, man? Joseph, what's going on, guy? Your favorite truck, right? Definitely is a inexpensive, cool little truck. It's amazing what it does. You do pay for what you get, in good ways and bad ways. Andy, UK, what's going on, guy? Afternoon. Yeah, we're getting there. Foolishness, stupidity, thinking you're superhuman eventually might catch up with you. We all think we're superhuman at some point in our lives, I think. I think maybe I was thinking that for too long. But that's all right. Everything's good. All I'm doing right now is I am just prepping. I didn't even put the big rock back together. So took the diff out, cleaned all the parts, realized that in reality, where is it? What it was the input gear actually stripped out. It did cause some damage here, but I bet I still could run this if the input gear itself was still good. But I don't even have parts on order, nothing. I was going to go down to my there's a not so local hobby shop that I was thinking about taking I was going to say a quick trip to. It's not really a quick trip, but it may end up being the next shop for an LHS that I do business with. We'll see what happens. I stopped into this place quite a while ago, and this was before the pandemic, and I was not all that impressed when I walked in there. There wasn't really much knowledge. There really wasn't much in the line of stock of RC cars, but from what I understand, since the pandemic, it tuned them up. It tuned up the shop. So I think they're carrying more stock, from what I understand. So I don't have any insider information, but more stock, and yeah. And I'm gonna see if it's gonna be worth doing business with an LHS again. We'll see. We shall see. It'd be nice. I wouldn't mind. That's what I would rather do. Initially, in the beginning, I was supporting. Well, I don't even know if you want to call it supporting. I'll call it that, but whatever. There was a local hobby shop that basically I was feeding pretty close to all of my money to, and it just didn't work out. So, but that's a personal opinion. Okay, him change. What's going on, guy? Oh, we got 7 thumbs ups, huh? 7? 20 people, only 7? That's all right. That's all right. So I figured I'd just jump on and say hello to everybody while I had the chance. Cleaning. So one thing I actually do want to say, I don't mind using this stuff for my bearings. So I think I'm switching things up a little bit. I used this, or I did this as a test. So a couple of vehicles that I blew apart, ring and pinion only is what I use stuff like this for. But after looking at this big rock, I do not recommend this particular one for the ring and pinion. The only reason why, and it's exactly what I had thought could be the issue, is that because this is for a more extremely cold scenario, I believe. To be honest with you, this is the stuff that you want to go with. This is a little bit more expensive. I'm sorry, this one is more extreme. More extreme as far as low temp. I got it confused. What happens is this is more liquefied than this. This is almost more of a paste, which for bearings, and in my personal opinion, for bearings, that's what I'll use. I've got a whole thing of it, but ring and pinion, this is the only thing that I'll use for ring and pinion. And again, that's just my personal decision that I've made based upon what I've seen that product do. And it's only like, I think this bottle's like, you know, what's funny is it changed in front of my eyes. So this was 20 bucks. It was $19.99. And right before I go to hit it into my cart, it jumped to 24 bucks. So like 25 bucks with tax. I think it's worth it because it is such a huge amount. And you can use it for bearings, but because I've got this, I will use this for bearings just because it'll pack fine. Venom, what's going on, guy? How are you? Dan, what's going on, man? How's your boat pond today? Almost gone. It's not taking, well, it is taking a little bit longer just because I could not finish. I couldn't finish the grade. I couldn't finish the grading. So currently, it is still not flooded, but there is still water, but just not such a big like pool of it. So, but so on my big rock, I did have one shim, and it was on the opposite side of the ring gear. So I thought that was interesting. So when I go to put in a new, and that's what I'm waiting for. So I'm going to sit down for a second because I think I could use sitting down just for a second. Probably feel all right. All right. Where are we here? Click on that. So the plan at some point, the plan is to take a trip down to a hobby shop. A hobby shop that's not necessarily near me, but like I said, it may end up being the next shop that I go with. You do. See, I got it all messed up. Gotta do that. Rotate your screen, baby. I have always talked about this. Camera's right there. I've always talked about this. Some people maybe, don't feel the same way, but I want to say you support a local hobby shop. That should be the first thing that you do, if it's local, if you even have that ability. And a local hobby shop, I want to say, for me, to call it local, it's got to like be at least under an hour away. And I believe there are two shops. There might even be another one. There was another one a long time ago that I used to go to when I was a kid, but I don't think that thing is, I don't even know if they're in business anymore. I don't think there's probably condos there. I don't even know. But yeah, just first things first, if you've got a local hobby shop and you can do business with them, that's the best place to go. Sometimes you may pay a couple of bucks more, but the offset could be shipping. The other offset, not only just that the fact that it's a local hobby shop and you can hopefully, you know, go there and get what you want. Where am I going with this? See, my mind's a scatterbrain right now. It's better to be able to sometimes have it today. You know what I mean? And if you can continue to have a good relationship with a hobby shop that's near you, some of the things that you can think about is you can actually help the hobby shop in some ways. It's like, let's say, like the Big Rock right here. So the Big Rock is a very popular platform. And because it's a 3S line, you would hope or assume that if that hobby shop, you know, I guess stocked ARRMA or was an ARRMA dealer or whatever, they would have parts that you would normally need. And I almost say, like, pretty much it would be great if they just basically stocked everything for the Big Rock. I think one thing that gets tough is upgrades. So from memory, a lot of hobby shops didn't necessarily carry the upgrades. I mean, some of them did, but they don't necessarily carry the upgrades. You have to, like, sadly, search online, because obviously there's so much more available. And because of the way some shipping is, you can have it almost next day or in 5 days or whatever. So what I'm hoping is, I'm hoping when I drive to this hobby shop, I'm hoping that the hobby shop is literally just going to have what I need. And if they don't, I'll just say, hey, just so that you're aware, not telling you how to do your job, but seeing this platform is pretty widely used throughout a whole ton of different vehicles, you might want to carry these parts. So, and I'm not even going to call them. I'm going to waste my time, hopefully not, but I'm going to waste my time and drive all the way there, because I also want to get my eyes back on the shop. Because like I said, when I visited the shop for the first time ever, it was pre-pandemic, pre-COVID. So, and I was not impressed. I wasn't even impressed with the communication. And I think, which is crazy, I think if a lot more hobby shops paid attention to the social media aspect, and it's probably tough, man. If they paid attention to that aspect of things, they could probably have, like, parts like in stock. You know what I'm saying? But obviously they also have to, you know, you got to figure, you know, did they sell those vehicles or whatever? And who knows? They don't know what people are buying. I don't know. I just know that this thing has so many parts that, you know, go in between, you know, all the different models or whatever 3S line, that I'm hoping they actually have the upgrades that I want. But we'll see. And like I said, I'm not going to call. I want to get my eyes on the shop. So I don't know if I'll record it or not. I don't know how comfortable they are with that. From memory, I think I asked if I could record. I don't remember. It was so long ago. I don't know if I did or not. I think I recorded, like, the outside. And I think when I went in, I think there was a certain uncomfortableness that they had. And I was just like, oh, whatever. So some people just don't want to be on camera. I don't know. Maybe they think you're trying to case the joint. And you're trying to, like, you know, see what they got for stock, and then let your bros or homies or whatever you want to call them know what the shop's got, so you can go raid the place. But that's not me. So I think I'm going to crack open into this front differential, because I don't think I've ever opened the front diff, and it might be a good idea. If I'm going to go down to this hobby shop, shouldn't be anything wrong with it, but it'd be good to get my eyes on it. Actually, I wasn't going to do that. I'm just thinking it now. So I'm just going to spin the camera around and throw it onto the front differential of this 3S line of ARRMA vehicle, and see what this front diff looks like. It's probably fine. Wish this phone had a wide screen. So we'll see what it looks like in the front here. And somebody had said, like, Guy, you took out too many screws. And I didn't, because I knew there was carnage. So I knew I was going to have to separate the entire case. Because otherwise it just wasn't going to work out. So I am going to obviously take out the 2 screws right here for the bumper, for the 5 mile per hour bumper. Take out the 2 screws for here, and then take out the screws to the lengths. That way at least I can pop this section off. So where are we here? I wonder if I'll figure out how I messed up the rear diff. Somehow, with the bumper, I somehow messed up the, well, I didn't really mess it up, but I, these screws go for that too. Just trying to make sure I keep all my parts together on a paper plate. That's what I do. Paper plates, cheap, easy. Try to keep all your stuff together. I'm not worried about where things go, because I kind of know where they go. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because I messed up. So. And then go after this screw here. What's funny is this is going to tell me if I've ever been into this front diff. I really don't remember. Oh, wait a minute, I have. Wow, see, I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. My brain is fried. I have been in this front diff. Jeez. I'm really losing my mind here. How do I know I was into the front diff? Because this was a drag rock? Wow. My brain is just gone. Really is. So let's pop these links. Flip it over. I'm not sure how much I like these CVDs. They I don't know, I'm just not overly impressed. They seem as though the engagement is too little. Johnny, what's going on? Take the wheels off makes this all right. Take the wheels off, guy! All right. This one too. I always think that this one doesn't need to come off. I don't know why. I know it does because it's got that little shoulder, right? Yeah. It's got the little shoulder in it, but each time I do it, every single time. So yeah, I was into this front diff. Like I said, I still feeling the effects here. Hey, look at that. I actually remembered how to do it. Ah, so this has got the combo. This has got both the right and wrong grease in it. That's why this is doing better. But let's just check and see what this feels like. Ah, this is mint. Just like everybody was saying, the front will be mint, and they're absolutely right. There were a couple people that were basically saying, Guy, the front's going to be mint, and you are absolutely right. Yeah, so we're good. Definitely good on that front. I think I am, even though I do have the wrong grease, I think I am going to smear just a little bit more in there, just because that's what I like to do. Just make it nice and greasy. Sweet. Good enough. Yeah, it looks great. So nothing with the front here. Awesome. That makes me happy. Happy little gears. Does anybody know what that's from? So Dan, don't bother with the purple grease. That's what I was just saying in the very beginning of this. I actually do not recommend this purple grease for the ring and pinion gear. Some people call it an input gear. If you want to call it an input gear, that's great. Import gear. If you want to call it an input gear, that's great. That's probably technically what they call it. But for me and one other individual, he's going to demonstrate at some point. It's called a pinion gear. So it's a ring and pinion. But this is the stuff to go with. I'm going to end up using this for my bearings. So when I have my sealed bearings, I'll use this. But this is the stuff you want right there. This is what I use. But again, like I said, this is my own personal opinion. And just about every vehicle that I have that has a ring and pinion, front and rear, has this stuff in it. This stuff, it's just a little bit too... If you can see the difference, it's super, super slick, which is why I like it. But it doesn't flow as much. So, and what I mean by it doesn't flow as much. So, the reason why I went with that grease is because I noticed its capability or its ability. You can even see it's different. Maybe you can't. There's so little in here now. It's just different. It's hard to explain. It flows just a little bit better. So, and this one just seems to be a little bit more pasty. And that's what I was worried about when I first started using this. So I think I put it in 2 vehicles, and that's as far as it's going to go. But as far as the bearings go, sealed bearings, I'm still going to use that purple stuff on the sealed bearings. Seems to work fine. There's no adverse plastic issues, nothing like that. Torch it. You got it, Guy. Absolutely. Bob Ross, man. He was the man. A lot of people say negative stuff about Bob Ross, but you know what? He was a good guy. He had fun with his life, and he was kind, and he was an amazing, amazing artist. When I was a kid, I learned a thing or two from him with art. Definitely a very nice guy. All right, so here I am saying, yeah, I know what screw goes where. I think. Yeah, that one goes there. I know what screw goes where, I don't care. Yeah, Bob Ross, he really was. But like I said, though, some people, you know, they'd be negative about him. That's fine. They're welcome to their own opinion. And you guys, you know what I'm talking about. All right. So where are we here? So let's get these back in. I'm really not that much of a fan of these. We'll see once I start getting it going, but I don't know, man. They don't seem to be what I had hoped. The length of them for me is a big thing. The fact that, you know, for the big rock, they should have, I feel like, and this is just, again, my own personal opinion, I feel for the big rock that they should have just made it a little bit longer. But it's not productive for the company. This is where I'm going to get into trouble here because I'm sitting. Because I can't see what I'm doing here. So, get that to go into there. It's always the way. These things are a pain in the neck. Man, come on, get in there. Let's spread the plastic just a touch. There we go. Come on, man. Get in there. Yeah, see, that plastic thing is missing, isn't it? Oh, there it is. This little plastic piece that goes in the end here just falls off. Let's see if I can line this up this time. Yeah. It's like a little slot right there. It's almost there. There we go. Get off. Get off. Front bumper's broken. This big rock is definitely abused. It's a fun little truck though. Definitely a fun little truck. shorties here. Maybe I should get like a new piece for the big rock. It's kind of deserving. All right, guess that's it. Really nothing else I could do. The this bearing for that center shaft is working out mint. So that is a this is a sealed bearing, rubber sealed bearing that I replaced, and it's working mint. I wonder if I should throw a little grease in it. You know what? I think I'll throw a little grease in it right now. What I did is I took some plumber's tape just to take up a little bit of the gap that was appearing, but and you can see it's got rust on it, and that's normal for what I've done to this thing. And my razor blade is where? So I'm just going to pick out this seal real quick. 50-50 shot if I'm opening up the right side or not. So what do we think? Am I opening up the right side? And that would be a no. Wrong side. Just going to do a repack on this. Feels mint. Now I got to clean it out. I'm just going to repack it. So just throw some in there like that. And a good big blob on the ground. That's it. Good enough. J.O., what's going on, guy? integrity. What's going on, guy? Settle down. Get off of there. Looks mint. Come on. Settle back down. Come on. Get in there. There we go. I look nice in there. RCD, thanks for that, man. Die. All right. So these bearings I already took care of. Cleaned these up, threw these in the juice, blew them out, and then just used the purple grease inside. Bearings seem fine. They're getting there. They're getting to the point of where at some point they're going to need to be replaced, but they're not there yet. So that stuff is fine. See the case cleaned up pretty good from that purple grease. Did pretty good. Got in there, got most of the junk out of there. Same thing with the base of this. Cleaned it all out. Got all the chips of teeth out of there, which that was the main thing, was getting all those chips out of there. But seems fine. So like I said, I just got to figure out what I'm going to do. Head down to that not so local hobby shop and see what that shop is all about now. Hopefully it becomes my next supported hobby shop. We shall see. There's some grit in there. I'll probably take some brake clean and clean the rest of that out. Just make sure all the junk is out of there. But there is a little bit of grit there. So I definitely will have to clean out that grit. Yeah, it's definitely grit in there. It's obviously coming from there. So it's obviously not a very it's not a tight Yeah, that's exactly where it's coming from. Huh. Well, like I said, this thing has got its positives and it's got its little negatives. But for the price of this thing, it's that you kind of can't go wrong, man. Fitting the cover on, you can see on the side here, a little bit of slight gappage where stuff's going to get in. But what do you expect, man? It's just a big rock. But yeah, I can see where some of that stuff is potentially getting in there. It's still water. See, there's still water in it. So I think I am going to head out to that hobby shop and see what that place is all about. See if it's going to become the next latest and greatest place to go to get your stuff. Might film it, I might not. It all depends upon them. We'll see. Still a little bit of grease in there. But I hope everybody out there is doing well. In there. Need to get in there and really clean that out. I do have a new chassis. This one is broken, but it's not broken to the point of like not working anymore. I mean, I do have a battery tray that I've been mocking up to fit in here. And this is a Hobao battery tray. What I did is I sliced off that piece right there, and it seems to basically drop right in. So once I slot this right here, which I could probably slot that right now. As a matter of fact, if I slot that now, then I think that might actually fit. That little side extension piece, I think, is getting in the way. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, if I slot that right there. Cut off this end piece. Do the same thing, just slice it off with a hacksaw. Be able to drop that right down in place. It'll give just a little bit more rigidity to the battery tray area, because obviously that's from hard landings, and it cracked through the chassis with my plastic, with my hard packs. So isn't that funny, huh? The foam just isn't enough. Big head, what's going on, guy? California, Christopher Rice, what's going on, guy? All right. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna got a nice shot of the stained ceiling. That's what happens when you have the acoustic tile panels and you have pipes in your basement. So I'm gonna take a ride. I think I'm gonna see if I can drive. Might not be able to drive yet. We'll see. I guess I'm gonna find out. It's gonna be important, man. You gotta drive. So, but anyways, if you feel inclined, you want to go ahead and give one of these to this quiet live stream with RC Guy Garage, basically all it was literally just me saying, what's going on, guys? Hope all of you are doing well. Hope all of you are getting whatever you deserve. You want to say positive or negative, but hopefully, hopefully things are going well for you. And I look forward to getting back into doing some more RC stuff. It's just going to take just a little bit. So, but it is what it is. And sometimes stupidity and thinking that you're superhuman and nothing can take you down and all this other stuff, it's not necessarily true. And I always thought it was. I always thought, and it served me well. It served me pretty well, thinking that I was superhuman and, you know, I got that big S on my chest, you know, nothing's going to take me down. But inevitably, eventually, you find out that that is not the case. So, sad to say, it's not the case. So anyways, I'm going to be out, I hope. I'm going to go and see if I can drive. But if I can, I'm going to head down to that. It's actually heading down, too. It's heading south. So I'm going to head south and check and see if that hobby shop's any good. Now, especially seeing that it appears as though they may have stepped it up a couple of notches. We'll see. So anyways, this is RC Guy Garage, and I'm out of here. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming. Like I said, don't forget, if you feel inclined, do it. Thanks, guys. See you later.